What's up, guys? It's me. Hi. It's D. I am back again. This is Healing Out Loud. Woo! Yay for us for making it through another week in this crazy world. Whew, thank you, Jesus. I'm trying to make sure you can hear me. So anywho, I wanted to take today's episode while we were outside. It is beautiful outside. It is 70 degrees and sunny and just so full of sunshine and happiness. Right up our alley. We had such a great time. We went to the park. We didn't have our special friend with us. Last time we went, our special friend played Moses, and like she knows the whole freaking park, okay? But yeah, she was basically like leading the way, and I didn't have her, and I did not have her today. It was busy on the other side of the park too, so like I went out of my way to make like a route that wasn't really about sightseeing at all. By the way, I was trying really hard to stay on a bike stroller trail. That didn't work out. By the time I was like driving past big old trucks that were just honking at me, and I was just like, okay, well, at least I look good going up this hill, okay? But anywho, he's asleep in the back. I can see him on my little car camera, my little nifty mom gadget. If you don't know, I am a mom gadget queen. So we had a really good weekend last weekend. We had such a great time spending time together and going to church and seeing our family. And it was like a bigger service because we were celebrating a birthday of the pastor, and like the whole family was there. And there's always food, and so like that was always like good, right? And then they did a dual service with the other church, so there was a lot of music, like a lot of music, double the amount of music that we usually have. So it didn't make having a longer service much harder to sit through. It was really nice. I always enjoy the music when we go to church. Um, and then the speaker had this really, really good word, y'all. And I'm about to share a little bit of it because I feel like I've told this story to a lot of people, and I feel like the people I told the story to follow me. So sorry if you're hearing this story again, but like it really did. It touched us quite a bit. But basically, she was talking about. She said the words, like the mantra of her sermon was, "Let's get to work." And it was in regards to having projects or assignments. Like she's like, I don't know what your assignment is, but God gave you an assignment, and he gives you the ability to get it done every single day, but you still using excuses to say why you can't get it done. And he's on your side telling you like, yo, let's get to work. Her example was like her back, and y'all know, if you know me, I loved that part because she was like basically saying, but God, my back hurts. I can't clean my house. And he was like, you still talking about this back? Your back been hurting. Like, get to work. And the more she started cleaning her house, having this back and forth moment with God, she realized that God was trying to get her to move her body. And the reason why her back hurts is because she not moving her body. And I was like, y'all already know. That hit me. And I was like, yes, yes. But then, y'all, she said, why She said, God said to her, why are you still talking about stuff that I have delivered you from? She said, I took you out of that situation and you still using it as an excuse to not get your business handled. And I just thought that was a whole word because it was like, yeah, like it's not dismissing your feelings or the trauma that was created by that situation. I definitely had to move inside. Um, turns out, yeah. So, anywho, to continue with that story, basically, we had a really good church service that kind of like woke me up and was like, okay, I'm able bodied and God is on my side. I have the time, the space, the energy, the means. Like, I should be doing things. I should be like utilizing this. I should be utilizing this energy and the energy that God gave me to do this, like, and to not even take the time to like complain about it. Like I should just do it, right? Oh God, I indulged. I told myself I wasn't gonna make another cup of coffee, and here I am. Hi, hello. And something that I have been thinking about. Last week we talked about like how do we know we're really doing something if we don't like see the work put in. And so I was thinking about like our goals or whatever. Like how do we know we're actually working towards our goal? We have like it broken down into weekly and daily tasks, right? So like one thing I've found helpful is a habit tracker. On my habit tracker in my planner, it has a moment for gratitude, right? And I'm always like, yes, I was grateful. Obviously, I was grateful. And like, I always replay what I say in the previous episodes, like, I hope that people don't think I mean this, or, like I start second guessing what I was talking about, right? Um, but like I was thinking about that, I'm like, how do I really show gratitude? There needs to be like a moment in the day, like if you did your workout, right? Like you set aside time and you worked out. But like how do you know that you're showing gratitude, right? It's a moment of being present is the answer. That's the real answer. We can say like, yes, I'm grateful for this in a very passive kind of way, but like in reality, that moment where we're still, that be still and know. It's my favorite verse for that reason. It constantly reminds me to just sit still and look at what is going on, be present. What do you see? What do you smell? What does it feel like? What are you thinking about? So I was thinking about like the fact that I don't actually have the moment of stillness that I need to have when I do this. So, like, I said, okay, I'm not marking off my gratitude unless I can think of the moment where I was still and the things that I was appreciative of when I do. So, like, today we went on our walk, and like, my walk is typically the time where I take my gratitude, but like, I'm not conscious of it. And so I said, okay, when I walk, like especially like a leisurely walk, like in the park, I'm going to be more conscious. I'm going to be more present. And so today was so great. I started my cycle early this morning. So like the park wasn't just a pick me up. It was like a moment of stillness, a pick me up, exercise, a moment for me and my son, like an outing. It's just such a all in one kind of package that it was like absolutely necessary for today, obviously. Um, but yeah, I just be like, I just think like if we're gonna hold ourselves to one standard on one thing, then we need to hold ourselves to that same standard when it comes to other things. And that includes showing gratitude. Um, like I kind of was more so touching base on like how we show gratitude to each other and like how we support each other and like in that sense, but the just showing gratitude for where we're at. Oftentimes, wherever we're at is a place that either a place, a state of mind, a current situation that we were praying for years ago, months ago. Okay. So, like, when I say everything that I have, I definitely prayed for and I worked really hard to get it. It deserves the energy behind it of gratitude. Like, you gotta still keep that same energy when you have it. And I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for being able to be taken in by a family that is so into the church, so involved and so in love with Jesus like that. And it wasn't like a thing that we got forced into, it wasn't like, hey, you need to go to church, you guys need to get married before you have baby. It wasn't like this like forced thing, regardless of if that's what people really felt. Like we were never treated any type of way. We were welcomed with big open arms by everybody. Um, and that's exactly what I was looking for. I also like in PPU, I mentioned that one of my New Year's resolutions was going to be at church so my son can see his family and that's where we're spending our Sunday and so that I can start setting I don't remember who that was but talked about like setting the temperature in the house. So for me like the weekends I'm trying to set the temperature that we're spending time together. We're playing cards or board games. We are watching a movie together. We are taking a walk. We are going somewhere, doing an activity. We're going to go hang out with this person or that person. Um, like we're doing something, but we're doing it together. We still have like our separate things, but like I'm really trying to make sure our family has a really good foundation because the more we go out into the world, the more the world progresses, the more things happen. I just want us to be unified and to understand that we're all here for each other and to cherish very valuable moments that we will never get back with our son. Like I'm trying really hard to be present. Um because I know I wasn't good at it. I was not good at that. Me and my therapist were talking about when you're depressed, you're like caught up in the past, you're worried about old shit, and when you're anxious, you are too worried about the future. You're not in a moment of present. Like you're not being present. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I felt like I was living in an anxious state of mind, not worried, like not knowing where my next threat would come from or when it would come. Um and then like any moments of depression I've had have been like reliving moments of shame or trauma that affected me. And I keep saying like I was talking to my therapist, but like this is really like what inspired my message today between church and therapy. Like those are two big parts of my healing journey, right? But I asked my therapist about um memory loss. Like when people put memories out of their brain because they're too painful or too traumatic to hold on to. I was like, I don't know that anything like super, super pivotal has happened that I don't remember or can't tell you about, but like there are gaps. There are gaps in parts of my past that I'm just kind of like,
why don't I remember how I was feeling or what I was wearing or who I was talking to? Like, there's just some stuff that's just in the back of my head, like buried deep. And she was like, sometimes when you're in a traumatic state, you can only do surviving. Like, you can only survive. So, like, your brain picks apart what's important in this moment to take and what's not. And that can happen. And I'm like, okay, well, that's scary because if there's a lot of if you start realizing that's happening more often, then you're realizing that you have not been present and now there's gaps. And so, like, were you really aware of your surroundings? Did you really know what was going on? Like, there's just this moment of like, I missed out on things. I missed out on the sunset that day or what perfume you were wearing, and like these little details that seem silly, but like those are the things we end up talking about when we miss people that we've lost, right? He hears the ambulance. So I told her I do want to like work on some memory loss things to just see if there's like anything that I uncover. This can't be real. Help me. I just want to finish one episode, right? I'm just really interested in seeing if there's anything that I like uncover. But she did say like that it's going to be a process and they're going to have to like we're going to have to work on like how we get there because like sometimes you dig up some, you know how we say that phrase, you dig for dirt, you're going to get dirty. Like sometimes we uncover things that we're not ready to experience the heavy lifting of, and like sometimes you put stuff out of your brain because it was so bad, so like welcoming it back in, you got to be like equipped for that. So I am curious to see where we go with that and how we get there, because that was just something we discussed in like our intake, and then yeah. So this one was a quickie, partially because my day is so chaotic and because we all know my son loves to hate on me doing a podcast, right? Um, but I challenge you guys to really like decide what you're grateful for and decide if you're showing that gratitude for that. Are you in the present moment noticing how grateful and how blessed you are? Like how grateful you need to be for your blessings? Like, are you looking around you and taking in all of the moments? Because we will never get these moments back. We will never get moments back. I encourage you all to take a moment of stillness. Whatever little moment you can find, even if you're like super busy, if you can take 5 minutes to step outside or look out the window. I don't know, for me, like nature just like makes it way easier to like be grateful because it's so beautiful and so simple but complex, and you can't do anything but appreciate it. I feel like, and it's so nice outside, guys. Like the wind on your face, the ground under your feet, the smell of wherever the hell you're at, like the sounds of it all. Like, yes, it's just a moment. It's a great moment and it's a great reset. If you are able to take a walk on your lunch break, do that shit. So, like, not mama. If you are digging the vibe that I'm putting down, if you want to continue having discussions about healing, health, wellness, mental, emotional, and physical, and you are okay with listening to me talk sometimes, please like and subscribe to my channel. My name is Dee, and I am healing out loud. Bye, guys.